Hi, everyone. Henry DeVries with Agency Rainmaker TV, the TV show where we help marketing agency owners and advertising agency owners and digital marketing agency owners make it rain, finding right fit clients. And I have a rainmaker extraordinaire with me today, James Kademan. James, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Henry. I'm doing very well. How are you doing?
Very fine. Now that I have the author of the Bold Business Book on my show,
In the
James, why don't you
flesh.
introduce yourself and tell people what you do for others?
Sure. Yeah. My name is James Kademan. I'm author of the Bold Business Book. I have Draw in Customers Business Coaching, host of the Authentic Business Adventures podcast, as well as I have a call answering service that is both calls on call, extraordinary answering service, as well as vet receptionists. So answer phones for veterinary clinics,
Yeah,
things of that nature. Yeah.
you run an enterprise. You're a
You know,
serial entrepreneur.
I joke with other entrepreneurs that our job as an entrepreneur is to take the 5 million ideas that you have a day and just pull the reins on them and maybe one or two sneak through. That's your job,
I
right? Just to
I
not do
have
5
a
million things at once.
Yeah, I have a person in our organization, um, and her husband, a very successful entrepreneur, and she's a very successful CFO type person. And she says you get to have one new idea a year and you can announce it on New Year's Day.
Oh, wow.
So I'm always like, hey, what was the big idea this year? They own all sorts, real estate, gas stations, they got lots going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you make it rain? You mentioned you're an author, you're a podcaster. Share some details.
Yeah. So far in my life, the most productive for me in making it rain has been in person, which was challenging during the COVID times, but now we can shake hands again.
Yes.
So trade shows for veterinary specifically with that has been very lucrative. A lot
I
of
like that
networking.
you have a target niche there. It's very defined, it's very narrow. You
Yeah.
know where these people gather. Uh,
I was
so
told by one
props.
of my podcast guests that niches bring the riches.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I'd never heard that before, but when I tell people, they're like, oh yeah. I'm like, wait, how did you know that?
Yeah.
So apparently I was living under a rock. But once I figured out a vertical to target, we had a couple false starts, but the veterinary is turning out to be pretty good. It actually helped. It's doing well.
That's good.
Yeah.
Um, Tell me about the podcast. Tell
Uh, the
everybody
pod,
about the podcast.
yeah, the podcast is Authentic Business Adventures, where it's essentially me interviewing other business owners, entrepreneurs, people that are in the business world. I just interviewed a woman that is the head, I don't know what they call it, president, CEO of a local nonprofit. But it's basically people that have gone through some stages in their career, their entrepreneurial career or leadership career, where they made some mistakes, had some successes, and usually I learn about them as we're talking. I don't necessarily know them, but it's interesting because you get these stories from people that have been in the trenches for 10 or 20 years, sometimes even more. And you learn that there's no such thing as an overnight success. It's more like a 10-year overnight success or 20-year overnight
Yeah.
success.
Yeah.
And it's just great to get the stories that they never really get a chance to tell people, and people assume, hey, you started a business, so you must have three yachts, right? Maybe a helicopter on top. And it's just helping people understand that's not exactly how it goes. But even though you have some things that may drag you down, you have some good things and successes along the way as well.
Sure. It's a lot better sometimes looking backwards than looking forwards because forwards is
Yeah,
scary for an entrepreneur. Backwards, you went, oh, I did this, I did that, I did that. We had all this success.
it is
Um,
interesting. It's like when you go up a really tall staircase to see some monument.
yeah.
And step by step, it's kind of difficult. But when you look back and see you just covered 400 stairs and now you have a view that's amazing that people don't walk those stairs can't get, it makes it all
Right.
worth it.
My business partner, an author, Mark LeBlanc, he goes on the 500-mile Camino in Spain. So he
Wow.
does that. Takes like a month. Um, and on one of his first ones, there was this woman named Judith, and Judith did not really look that fit. Nothing wrong, but she wasn't. She was a little elderly, and he says, "What's your secret?" And she said, "You can always take one more step."
Oh, words to live by there.
Oh, there, yeah. Especially, I was, I was telling somebody that like, don't focus on the poop that's ahead. Focus on what you've accomplished. There's a book called The Gap and the Gain, and it talks about that how entrepreneurs are hardwired to look at the gap when psychologists say you make more progress with the gain. Well,
Huh.
anyway, I think you are a thought, not leader, follower. You follow a lot of thought leaders. You shine a spotlight on their show. You make a lot of relationships doing it. You're a great role model. You're doing things
Well, I
right.
try to be. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, it's interesting because the podcast, I don't know where yours is at, but I'm not necessarily getting any financial gain from it. But the knowledge that I get from interviewing these people is incredible. And I happen to share it with the world and with the 5 million other people that put stuff online. So,
We're,
yeah, it's
I'm writing
interesting.
a book right now. I'm co-writing a book right now on thought followership.
Okay.
And I used to write for Forbes for a number of years. And Forbes did an analysis of my 350 columns and said 12 people eventually became your client. And I thought, like, wow, somebody did research. It was great to hear.
Nice. Hey, 12
So,
readers, right?
yeah, yay. What's the percentage there? Not much. Maybe
Oh, but if this
3%.
ticket's big enough, then it's all good.
Sure. It's all good. So that's what we encourage people.
Yeah,
James, you're a great guest. If you want a great follower, find somebody who's a great leader. If you want a great podcast guest, find a podcaster. So
perfect.
thank you so much.
Yeah,
And until next time, I just wanted to say to everybody, make it rain.
I love it.
Bye bye.
Thanks, Henry.